What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Noble Force channel, and today I've got another SWTOR Republic video. This is going to be a first in my series of discussion videos, and as you guys know, I do a lot of PvP. PvP is my favorite thing to do in Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I just want to continue to talk about the whole aspect of PvP in general. Now, I haven't done a lot of these kinds of discussion videos before, so give me some feedback in the comment section or on Twitter. That would be awesome, but let's go ahead and get right into it. Honestly, guys, what I want to address in this video is the balancing in games. And I'm not really talking about class balancing as I am role balancing. Now, probably what's playing over this audio is an arena that I was in on my Scoundrel, and I believe there were 2 healers, a DPS, and a tank on the other team against all 4 DPS, which was my team. And I don't understand, and I don't know if this is a possibility, but when they were putting together arenas and when they were putting together the stuff needed for PvP, especially for PvP how it is right now, why on earth did they not say, hey, okay, so let's make a system where if you queue as heals, you will be one of X healers in said PvP match. And if you go up as a DPS, you'll be one of 4 or 2 DPS, depending on what warzone you're queuing for, you'll be one of those DPS. If you queue as tank, blah, 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 and so on and so on. But instead, no matter what role you are, you just hit the warzone queue, you throw yourself in, and hopefully you get a good team with a good comp. And this really sucks when it comes to solo ranked, because that's really what a lot of pops happen when it comes to ranked specifically. It's mostly solo queues, not a lot of teams queue, at least on my server. And so when you're doing solo queues, yes, you can't have more than one heal, tank, and DPS or whatever, but that is just ranked. I'm talking about regular PvP in general. Ranked, it's pretty okay unless there are no healers queuing or no tanks queuing, then you're doing just 4 DPS versus 4 DPS, and that's not, I don't think that's broken. I just think that's a little bit of a poor way to do things. But besides the point, talking more so about regular war zones, it's not really fun to play if you're on the team that is having to fight 2 tanks and 2 healers. That is a boring game. It lasts forever. Usually you'll win unless for some reason you're really bad at what you do on your team and you die and all that. But to be in a match, in an MMO like that, where you have too many healers, too many tanks, and sometimes too many DPS, I feel like there is no balance there. And like I said, I'm not talking about class balances. I know people will always think that XYZ class needs to be buffed or nerfed, and then they'll nerf something into the ground or buff something up too much, and vice versa. The constant change in class stat balancing and ability balancing is an ongoing cycle and will always be an ongoing process due to new parts of the game coming out and new mechanics and so on. But again, moving on from that though, I want to play an arena game and not have to face 4 tanks or 3 healers and a DPS, because it's not fun. There's no competitiveness there. And I get it. Oh, go queue ranked. And guys, I'm going to be queuing ranked most of the time when I get my gear up, but even then we have to wait so long for queues. That's a whole nother issue in itself. But I don't think the current system for queuing up for regular war zones is very efficient. Now, you could make the argument that it's regular war zones, it doesn't matter, but it does matter. It does matter, because you don't get penalized for leaving games anymore or not that you did, but you don't get really penalized for leaving war zones, regular war zones anyway. When you don't like the team that you're on or whatever, you can leave, I think, as many times as you want. I'm not sure. I haven't left a game. I don't leave games. So, I don't know anymore. I would have a lot of friends who would rage quit and constantly leave, and they'd screw over my team, and it was really annoying. But you don't really get any backlash for leaving games. But then again, I understand why people leave games sometimes, especially when the opposing team or even your team is just a really bad comp, because you were just thrown into the queue with a whole bunch of other people, and bam, we have a war zone. And another counter argument could be made was oh, there's not enough people queuing for PvP, so that's why the teams are the way they are. No, that's not the case. That is not the case. There are more than 2 healers, 4 DPS, and 2 tanks, or vice versa, or whatever. And I guess another question you could ask that is, okay, so what is the appropriate thing for a regular Warzone or a ranked Warzone? Ranked in 4v4s, it's already pretty much set. 1 healer, 1 tank, 2 DPS. And way back when it was 8v8 ranked, we usually had 2 tanks, 4 DPS, and 2 healers. So I don't know if maybe we need to go back to that system, that all those teams are like that, because there are healers out there. DPS are literally a dime a dozen. DPS and heals are a little bit more scarce, but like when it comes down to tanks, they're even more scarce. But like, it doesn't matter. Regardless, there has to be some kind of a way to balance out these games from this standpoint of roles. Granted, it doesn't even matter at the end of the day, because you have certain people and certain skill sets, and you know, at the end of the day, skill will take you to victory. I mean, I guess you can get carried, but regardless, skill will take you to victory, and coordination with your team will take you to victory. So, going back to this, guys, what do you guys think of the PvP system as far as queues and how they work? Do you think that they could come up with some kind of system to balance the roles in the games, especially when it comes to arenas? I mean, 8v8s, it's a little bit more, I would say, I don't want to say easier to balance out, but you have more people and the game's not so heavily swayed by the roles as much. That could be argued either way, but I don't feel it's more of a problem in arenas and not ranked, but it's more of a problem in arenas and not, you know, 8v8s. But even so, having it in 8s would be great too, because it would just make everything more strategic. You'd be able to form up your group. Okay, we have a group of 4. We have a tank. We have a healer. We have 2 DPS. Hopefully, there's another team in queue that will team up with us for that 8v8 team. But guys, like I said, let me know what you guys think of that. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I upload as much as I can, definitely more than once a week now. I've been doing daily uploads for over a week now, and that might not be the continuing like uploading schedule, but definitely like 3 to 4, sometimes 5 videos a week. But until I have to stop doing daily videos, I'm gonna keep doing daily videos. So guys, let me know what you think again in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and may the force be with you.